Guess who? That's right. It is me. I'm back. The one and only Lord Josh, the Lamat Man. I am here today, well actually early in the morning at 1:30, to answer some questions that have come in. And I'm sure there's going to be more coming in after this time. And I apologize, so I'll answer them in a comment when I wake up tomorrow to do them. I got some awesome questions here. Let me tell you, I got better questions than I thought I would actually get. I'm all colored up, as you can see. Living life in color, that's how you do it. People often ask me, there's one thing that people haven't asked, and I will just address it as an extra here. Why do I dress the way I dress and look the way I do? It's simple, because I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe in the power of color, and I believe in surrounding myself with colorful things, colorful clothing, face paint, feathered fans. All of these things, I believe, attract positive vibrational frequencies. And those frequencies can brighten your mood and lift your spirits. There is a science behind this. And it also, in another way, there is a negative aspect to it as well. If you wear lots of dark colors and you don't break up the color with something light, you can also feel depressed. That's why people at funerals dress in black, because it induces the feeling of sadness. It's true. So, without further ado, let's answer some of these questions. First one here that I'm just picking off randomly in no particular order. Joshua Quinn. What was the final straw in breaking the chains of social conformity and eventually embracing expressionism? Peace. The final step for me, the final straw that broke the Lamat camel's back, for me was realizing that inside of my soul that I was so ridiculously, strangely eccentric to think that my life had some sort of purpose or destiny, right? And everybody's does too. So I was in school about 2007, around December time, and I remember thinking, it was around the time that I got my spiritual experience, and that was the first time that the Lamat spirit had contacted me. I remember during that time that I got all these feelings inside of myself that I knew that I had a greater sense of being than just being in the rat race, just being a part of a society that in my opinion is so far gone. So far gone. People ask why am I detached from society? Because I am. I'm completely detached away from it. Because I have a true and sincere disdain for the way it works, and for the way the people who are unique are treated so differently. And it's not just that either. It's the people that blend in with society, and they do make me very upset and frustrated. I don't have a high tolerance of that. For me, it's so natural to be who exactly you want to be. So, in terms of conformity, I was never a conformist completely. You go and look at some of my old school photos, I always got in trouble for having long hair, all the time. To the point of even getting after-school detention, like that was going to ever solve anything, right? I got after-school detention for having longer hair than what was socially acceptable in those times. And it was just ridiculous. What does hair have to do with education? Nothing. And that, I think, was what it was. When people try to change your appearance in a situation that has nothing to do with appearance, it's school, you go to learn. What on earth does that have to do with learning? The answer is it doesn't. It's got nothing to do with learning. That's just them being totalitarian with the students. It's as simple as that. They want to control you and make you conform to the way they want you to be. And I said, hell no, that's not going to happen. No way. So the man that I am today, it didn't happen overnight. It's a transformation, a process that happens over time. But it feels good to finally be the person who I am, and I'm no longer that robot drone that so many other people are. Hope that answers your question, Mr. Quinn. What else do we have here? Who is your musical inspiration? By Blake Nash. Hold on. There we go. My musical inspiration, I was listening today, I like a lot of new age music. I like a lot of music with no words, usually, because I like to just listen to the music and the beat. And I like music that you can drift away in imagination with without someone telling you what to think. I like to imagine my own scenario, and I feel that instrumental kinds of music, you can sit back and you can imagine whatever you want to imagine without someone speaking the story to you, singing the story to you. So my musical inspiration is a new age artist who I've worked with on my Feathered Lamat Warrior song. His name is Medwin Goodall. He made me the Feathered Lamat Warrior song back in the summer of 2015. It was a pleasure to work with him. He's an awesome guy, a really good creator, and I told him, I said this to him, I said, you know, I want a song here that reeks of non-conformity. that is passionate and intense, colourful and lively. And that was all I told him. Because as a creative person myself, I understand that if you're commissioning someone to do something, you have to give them room to breathe. You have to leave the rest to them. And oh my god, I love it. Especially the chanting part. You know, you've probably seen the video where I was in my peach garden and I was dancing with the feathered fans. I mean, that was just awesome. And that was all because of that song. So Medwin Goodall, look him up. New age artist, awesome guy, and a very good friend of mine too. Dan Lunsford asks, what is the meaning of life? Life is well, not unfortunately, but it's very cliche to say, but it's what you make it. What you give meaning to is what your life evolves around. So, in my opinion, I believe that everything is an illusion. I believe we live in a reality that is holographic, and I believe that we live in a reality that is driven by the imagination and the mind of he who perceives it. So in that case, anything that I choose to matter matters to me, and anything that I don't want in my life is no longer there. It's as simple as that. And it's all based upon vibrational frequencies. That's what the universe is made of. And if you understand how to tune your mind like a frequency, like a radio station, into a particular station, you're going to get exactly what kind of music you want and exactly what kind of music you don't want if you know how to do it. But some people, you see, some people don't understand how to do that. They can't turn off the radio if they don't like the song. I can't. I know exactly how to do it. And it comes from being a colorful person and incorporating color into your life. It's as simple as that. So I think the meaning of life is exactly what you want it to be. Anything at all. There's no limits on that. Let me see here. Hold on. There's plenty more. When will we see Nathaniel Tuwolde? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that one. I'm brilliant at many things, but name pronouncing is not one of them. Will we ever see another video of our famous Captain Allen blasting and digging mirror, mirror in the cockpit? Absolutely. Unfortunately, as of lately, I've been very busy. I've been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of new projects that I want to work with. I don't just like doing the older series. I like to constantly reinvent what I do. I think it's awesome to do that. I'm working on a ton of things that are not video related. I'll get to those. Well, I'm not going to reveal them here, because I want to reveal them to build up hype on my Facebook in a few days. You're not going to expect what I'm about to deliver, but it is so good. I think some of you probably will suspect it. If you know me as a person, you know what I represent. It's time. Let's just put it that way. It's time. But when will I get back in the cockpit? I'll be back. I'll be back soon. I'll be back to do what I do. And that also rings to, why was I banned? Many people have asked this, so I'm just going to address it generally. Why was I banned from Slamber City? Well, I didn't leave, you see. I didn't leave on my own will. I was banned. It was as simple as that. I was banned. The admins didn't like me taking over the page, putting up my photos, putting up the videos, etc., etc. They didn't like it, you know. And I wasn't derailing it by any means. I was putting up photos of my car on a car site. How is that derailing it? I don't understand that. But again, it's the delivery of it. People don't like me doing what I do. Some people take offense to it. Some people see it as strange. So therefore they get upset and they kick you off the site. It's happened so many times. So I don't care, you know, I don't mind. I don't regret that it happened. Slamber City was an awesome time for me to build my audience and get myself up to a new level of exposure. So I don't regret it at all. You know, some of the greatest things in life are just flashes in the pan. That's as simple as that. I was on that site for no more than maybe, say, 2 weeks. And on the 2 weeks that I was there, I was the quintessential figure of that site at that time. Everybody was talking about my Lexus RX. Everybody was talking about me on that site. So it was all positive. It was all a good experience. I enjoyed it, every moment of it. Let's keep going here. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, here we go. Dave Johnson says, do you believe in the flat earth theory? I think it holds a lot of weight. You know, I believe a lot of stuff. Let's just put it that way. I don't have a mind that is closed to possibility. Put it this way. I do not believe in the earth. I do not believe in space, per se. I believe that when you go out of those clouds, when the rocket shoots out of those clouds and you drift off, I believe you go into an alternate dimension, an alternate reality. So, even though I don't think there's any way to prove it, One thing we can prove is that NASA is constantly editing their photos of supposedly in space. You know, you get their pictures. Oh, here is the Earth in 1980, and here it is now in 1995, and it looks totally different. And you're just thinking, well, why are they doing this? Why are they blatantly editing the photos of what they consider to be space? So it just goes to show you that they're trying to mask the true reason. I don't know what's out there. I don't think anybody does really, except for maybe the higher elite people. But what is out there is so much different from what we're told. So much different from what we're told. I don't even think there's anything such as a universe, because I believe in the holographic universe theory, where you create what you visualize. So the flat earth theory for me is nothing. It's not far out there. Not to me. Let's see here. I like this question because I think it holds weight. And I think it's meaningful. And I like to help people. So Brandon DeLeon. I hope that's right. I like that name as well, by the way. Hello, Josh. What is the best way I can battle anxiety for things that I absolutely have to do? Okay, Brandon, I'm going to give you some advice from the doctor of lematology here. And my advice is bold and no bullshit. Okay, for me, if I get worried about doing something, or I get stressed, or I get angry about something, I introduce complete and utter ridiculousness into every situation that I can. Incorporate yourself in color. Like I said, a colorful life is a happy life. You've really got to wear brightly colored clothing, get yourself into a positive, kick-ass frame of mind where you are in ultimate control of the situation. You have to have self-belief. That's what I'm trying to get at. You've got to have a mind that believes in what you do, and you've got to believe it 100%. So let's say that you hate that job, you hate going to the job, or you hate going to school. And people often have a misconception about me that I'm ridiculing and demeaning people that have regular jobs and go to school. It's not what I'm doing at all. I don't do that. What I do is inspire people that when they're finished, that they can go on and do something better. That's what I'm doing. So I would say for situations you don't want to do, get yourself some damn bright colored clothes. And you're thinking, that doesn't sound like good advice to me. Do it. Do it. Try it. Try it. I'm not saying go all out and do something crazy and wear something incredibly insane. But go out there and just get a t-shirt that is really brightly colored. You know, I love those tie-dye t-shirts. You got the sort of spirals going down like that. They're really awesome. I love those shirts. Get something like that. And get yourself into a frame of mind. Whatever happens, I am still alive. And I'm still going. And I still have breath in my lungs and a beating heart. And I think if you have that frame of mind, that kind of warrior mindset, whereas nothing can get through this shield of color that I've got around me, then don't worry. Try not to worry too much about things you don't have to do. That's what I would say. And you know, Brandon, I've known you now for quite a while. I think you're a pretty cool guy. And just don't take yourself too seriously in life. That goes to everybody watching this. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't worry about what other people think of you. Don't worry about ridicule. Don't worry about judgment. Don't worry how others see you and perceive you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You don't have to think about those things because they don't matter to you. Listen to the inner voice. The inner voice. That's what counts. That's what always counts. The inner voice, the heart that is pounding in your chest, your own mind. That's all you need. You don't need me. You need what's in your mind. You know the solutions. Deep down inside, try to get in touch with your higher self, you know? Get in touch with your higher self by embracing a creative life. Get some creative hobbies going on. Take up writing. Take up exercise. Do something that gets you in touch with yourself. One mind, one body, and one spirit. Always works for me. Always has. Alright, let's see what else we've got here. I go on long, but people like to see me chew on ideas. I don't just sit here and give short answers to stuff, because that's not how I operate. Okay, here's one from somebody I spoke to on Skype about 2 weeks ago. We had a really good conversation. I really like this person from Ireland. James OBrien, I think that's pronounced right. I know you stated before that you have plans for protests. That's right, I mentioned on Lamat Live 3 that I do have plans to go out protesting with viewers. If anybody, really, if you want to come out and protest with me, you're more than welcome to. But do you think you're ever going to follow through with them? And if so, when? Well, I always follow through with what I'm going to say. Now, I'm waiting. And I'm waiting for the right time. I'm waiting for the time when I have enough followers and enough people on board, because there's no use a couple people turning up. That's not going to work. We need a few hundred people there to make this work. And I'm waiting for the time, and I'm working on it, when I will have enough followers and enough people to get together in the same place, because a lot of people aren't going to show up from America and Australia simply because they can't afford it. So if they're coming over from faraway places, I need a lot of people to do so. See, the thing is, if you have a protest, you've got to be loud, bold, and colorful. And a lot of people say to me, what are you going to be protesting about? It's not going to be a protest about fracking or a protest about fluoride in the water. It's going to be a protest about life and individuality and expression. It's going to be a protest of people from all walks of life. I want tribes to come out to this. I want warriors to come out to this. I want Mayan tribal people to come out and protest with me. I don't want people protesting in anger and in rage and in negativity. We're not protesting to the government. We are protesting to life. And we are showcasing a beautiful splendor of color and creativity. I want it to be a place for artists. You know, I have this dream that if I ever get to a point in time where I want to give a platform to people who don't have one. That's one thing I do, because I see so many talented, creative people online, and I always think, well, this guy doesn't have hardly any people watching, and I think it's so sad because so much talent and so much creativity goes into it. I want to give these people awareness, and that's what my protest would be. Giving those talented and creative people some kind of exposure, and just a place for eccentric, quirky-minded individuals, free thinkers, to get together and have a great, awesome time. I don't think there's anything like it anywhere else in the world. And you mark my words, it will happen. If I say it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's as simple as that. It's just a matter of time and a matter of when the timing is right, and when I get to that pinnacle of my, I don't know what you want to call it, certainly not a career, of my journey. You know, because my story is unfolding all the time. All the time. My story is unfolding. So it's already, you know, it's still being told. So what I say is this. James, send me your phone number. I'll send you mine if you want. And you can ring me and we'll discuss that more in detail, because I think it's something worth discussing. Let's put it that way, definitely. Okay, this other one here is Michael Leonard Hicks. I would like to know what you think of and why people think politics are bad. Do a podcast with callers on Twitch. Well, I'm not going to do a podcast right now because this isn't live, but maybe one time I will do something like that, because I think Lamat Live would lend itself well to a live podcast. My talk show that I do on conspiracies. Put it this way. Politics isn't bad. Politicians are bad. Some of them. Let's get that straight. You know, politics, when politics was first created, it actually was created for people's best interests. People don't realize that. But over the years, most politicians have fallen victim to the almighty dollar. They've fallen victim for corruption, and they are in it for themselves, and they are greedy, right? They are so greedy. Even local, low-level politicians, they just want money and they want control. So politics doesn't have to be bad. It's the politicians that have made it so, and they've given it a bad image. You know, so for me, I've often spoke about getting into local politics and even maybe one day rising up to the level of being a prime minister. And people often say, that's ridiculous, you could never be prime minister, it's laughable. It's not laughable. What the mind can believe, the body will achieve. That's it. I live by that quote. I've got that quote on my wall. I made that quote. It's on my bedroom wall. When I wake up, I see it. What the mind can believe, the body can achieve. It's as simple as that. And I hung it on my wall to remind myself of that when I wake up, so I wake up in a badass frame of mind. And I think it's good that politics is going, at the moment it's not going in a very good direction, but I think it would be good if people like us could rise up, free thinkers. And wouldn't it be something if I could get into political power in any way, if I could get into a local way, if I could get into an even bigger way? I think it's good. I think people would vote for me because I'm very honest and I'm very open, perhaps even too open. And I don't care what people think of me. And I think that's what people want, you know. People like Trump for some reason now. In America, they've got Donald Trump is completely insane and people love him, but all he's trying to do is make it America a worse place, in my opinion. I think he's a puppet too. Let's be honest, the presidents and the prime ministers and the political people are puppets. They're not the real people controlling the scenes. So even if I was to get in political power, I don't know if I'd ever be able to change the actual system, but I'd give it a damn good go. Like I said, you've always got to give it your best shot. Let's have a look here. Oh, there's so many, but there's a lot of ridiculous questions that other people have asked as well. So, you know, I don't want to answer all of them. Like I said, I will answer some of them tomorrow in the comments as they come through. I apologize if you left a comment too late. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Paul Rico. I like this one. This is a good one. Do you have a job outside of being a prophet? No, I don't. And has your father seen your videos, and what does he think? I like this one. This is an awesome question because a lot of people assume that my parents don't know what I'm doing. They don't know that I do this, or that they think that it's shameful, or that they are embarrassed by it. People would think that I'm lying when I said that my father absolutely loves it. He loves it with a passion. He cares about it so much. He's always trying to, why don't you do this? And why don't you try that? You know, why don't you do that? And I think that's awesome because he's trying to get involved in the creative process of what I do, my work. And my father, let me tell you, if you want to talk about a nonconformist guy, my father is that. He's a big bodybuilder, lets nothing hold him back. He believes in exercise, working hard, training, motivation, discipline, self-discipline, and creativity. He is really a bigger, more exaggerated version than me, really. And I've often thought about getting him on my videos because I think people would love it. Me and my father have a really good natural chemistry. We believe in a lot of the same theories. He's a kind of a bit of a conspiracy guy in some of the things that he believes in. Obviously, I'm a free thinker. So I think that me and my father on a podcast, taking questions from the viewers, I think people would really love that. And I certainly would, and my father would too. My father loves what I do. Absolutely. He really, really loves it. He thinks it's awesome because he thinks that in whatever way you are creative and productive, it's a great pastime. And I help people. People don't understand this. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not an entertainer. I'm not a character. I help people. I've written letters to people that are depressed, and I've given them gifts. What are they called? Dream catchers and crystals. And I've given them things that I use in my life to help me. I've sent them for free, personal letters containing gifts, because I am that kind of person. I want to help people. I want to see the world as a better place. And when I'm alive and the years that I've got left, I want to make an impact, a positive impact to the world. That's just the way I am as a person. That's what I believe in. And like I said, I believe in the power of color. And all these people that have come to me and they suffer from problems and they write to me. Listen, when you get an email from me, you get an email from me. It's as simple as that. And I really help people out. And what I often say is, look, if you're really down and you're struggling, you don't have a way out, give me your address if you trust me enough. And I promise I won't let you down. I'll send you something. I don't usually tell them what I'm going to send them because I like it to be a surprise. But I send them something that makes them feel better about themselves. And I include some of my quotes in a folder. I laminate the pictures and I include some quotes. And I tell them, look, if you want to, you can hang them upon your wall like I do in my house, in my bedroom. And when you wake up, first thing you're going to see is my face, my feathered fan, my wild hair, my colorful clothes, telling you to do something awesome with your life. It's better than coffee. It really is. So yeah, my father loves what I do. Let's see what else we've got here. Dalton Mitchell asks, hold on, has he asked a few questions? No, okay. Dalton Mitchell asks, what made you start doing all of this? Well, as I've said, I am a naturally nonconformist person, and I feel that there aren't many people out there that are challenging the way things work on a expression sort of level. People challenge things politically, they challenge religion, they challenge science, but nobody's challenging spirituality in the terms of what we are. I don't believe that we are human beings. I believe we are spiritual beings having a human experience within the time we are living in. And not many people are challenging that, at least not mainstream. And I want to get to a point where I can take Lamat Live, my talk show, I want to take it, I want to get it to a point where I feel it reaches a lot of people, more so than now. Because the people that watch my videos now are generally people that are living pretty good lives by my standpoint. They're people who have got their act together, they're people that are creative. I've got tons of friends who are musicians, tons of friends who are artists, and I always say that if you're a creative person, then you're doing good in life, in my opinion. But I want to reach those people that aren't looking for me. I want to reach those people that don't have a clue who I am or what I represent. I want to reach a new audience of people with my show. because I believe that that will help them, the ones that need it, more than just the ones that I'm helping over and over again. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but I really think it's time to progress and to move on too. So yeah, what made me start doing all of this was a simple need to make the world a better place, and I want to do it. I'm married to this. I am married to this. People say, you know, do you turn off? I don't turn off. I don't have an off button. I'm like this all the time. I'm constantly amped up, thinking of ways to improve the quality of my own life. And then if I'm a happy person and I'm a productive person, what's going to radiate from that? What's going to come from that? If you're an asshole and you're a terrible person and you're a negative person, what's going to come from that? Do you think that other people are going to want to be around you? No. So I want to be that kind of person that lifts up the spirits of all the other people around me. And I think that in itself is changing the world, at least on a small level, you know? Let me see what else I've got. Jeremy Lewis Smith. This is kind of a long one, but that's okay. This is going long, too. I told you, I can talk. I like this. I love sitting down with you, having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, whatever you want to do. I love it. I love sitting down talking about stuff. How can I become as happy and enlightened as you are? I struggle with low self-esteem and deal with depression and paranoia, and they hinder my life quite a lot. How can I find a purpose and live a happier, more fulfilling life? First off, you admitted that you want to live a happy, more fulfilling life, that you're not living a lie and saying that everything is fine, sticking your head in the sand like so many people do. Oh, everything's fine. I've got a 9-to-5 job. I live okay. I'm struggling for money. I don't do anything creative. At least you're admitting that you've got an issue and you want some help with it. So, Jeremy, the white hat you've got in your photo, get a red one. In honor of limatology. Get a nice bright red hat, stick a feather in it. Stick a big feather in that hat, okay? And let me tell you this. When you are nonconformist, when you say no to order and structure and schedule and shit and programming and all that nonsense, then you start to become more of a self-grounded, self-disciplined person. You've got to get hobbies that work in line with what I just said, with that nonconformist attitude. I don't know what kind of person you are, but everybody has a creative skill. I'm good at photography, video making, writing, pretty good at drawing, but a lot of people are mainly good at one thing and they stick with it. For me, I kind of stick with writing. I like writing and photos. So you got to find something for you that works really well. And let me tell you this, antidepressants and drugs and therapy do not help. They mask the problem. They mask it, they lock it away temporarily, and then when it all comes out again, you can't deal with it. You've got to deal with it yourself. You've really got to deal with it yourself, and you've got to learn from it yourself. And the best way to do that, the most natural kind of therapy, is happiness, and finding what makes you happy. Exercising creativity, challenging yourself, and not taking yourself too seriously. Oh my God, is that the best medicine for me? That is the best medicine for me. And I can only speak from what I've done in my life. I can't speak for anybody else. That's what works for me in my life. And I think that what you would benefit from, you say that you suffer from low self-esteem. Get on Skype with me. I want to talk to you one-on-one. I want to help you one-on-one. I'm serious about that. If you want me to send you something, if you want me to write a letter for you that is tailor-made for you, I would like to do that. That would be my honor for me to do that, to help you out, because I genuinely believe in, like I said, helping people with their individual issues. Self-esteem might come from what other people think of you. I don't know you. I haven't seen you, I don't think, before. I might have, I don't know. I don't recognize your picture there, but, you know, don't worry what other people think. Don't take yourself too seriously. Find a hobby that is creative, and then find a physical hobby like exercise and maybe some light weights or heavy weights, however intense you want to go. Do something that isn't being done. It can be hard for some people, but for me it's quite natural. If you look out there and you think, what's missing from the world? For me it was Lamont. There was no Lamont. And I thought, okay, I'm going to capitalize on this for my own sake. Don't do it for other people. Don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself, because you've got the potential to do it. It's just a case of wanting to enough, you know. You've got to have the desire to change more than desire to stay the same. It's as simple as that. You've got to have it. Get yourself into a kick-ass frame of mind. That's it. Just get yourself into a kick-ass, positive frame of mind. Introduce color into your life, the law of attraction. And if you want me to send you some stuff to inspire you even further, let me know. I'll be glad to help out. So, okay, thanks for that, Jeremy. I hope that's helped you out a little bit. See, the questions are coming as I'm doing this. Okay, let's have a look at this one from Cordell Potts. Okay, I know Cordell. I know Cordell. Can you tell us your life before Lamat? I'm sure it would be an uplifting tale that would inspire others. Maybe in a time of darkness, your story could be a lamp for them. I like that analogy. It's a nice analogy. Yeah, I like that. A candle blowing in the wind in a dark cave, helping other people. I like that. Yeah, well, my life before Lamat was very much similar to everybody else's. I was not dressing colorfully. I was going to school. I was looking fairly conformistic, except for slightly longer hair than usual, than what was accepted at the school that I was in. And I was just going through the rat race. People might not believe that, but I was just going through the rat race as an ordinary, no such thing as an ordinary person, but going through the rat race and pretending that I was an ordinary person. And I wasn't utilizing my creativity and my skills, and I wasn't utilizing myself in a way that was fulfilling and productive. And I went to school one day. This is how it happened. 2007, December time. I remember it being very cold and very, I think there was snow falling down on the day that I went in. And I started to hear these voices, these powerful voices from somewhere else. I couldn't explain it. And I felt the energy of something else in the room with me. It felt like I was being beamed into from another reality, another plane of existence. I felt the center of my head felt like it had a laser beam going through it, and I was being fed information and energy. It was powerful. And you know what? You want to know why I have this face paint? People keep asking this as well. This is the Lamat star. This is the Lamat star. If you go on Google the Lamat star. Lamat is a Mayan spirit. People don't know this. And this is the star. It's called the Four Directions. These are portals. These little dots you see right here, these are portals that give me positive vibrational frequencies. And when I was in school, I just thought I'd give you that little extra there. When I was in school, I was just normal. And that day that I had that, I completely changed. It was after that things got kicking, things got going, and then came Lamat, the Mayan spirit, the real me. His soul fused with mine. Together, that day we became one. That day we became one. And it was a painful process because whenever you go through something emotionally stressful, because at the time it was quite emotionally stressful, and when you go through something that's quite physically stressful, because obviously it gives you physical symptoms when you're going through a spiritual awakening. I don't know how many people out there know about going through a spiritual awakening, but it does give you sort of dizziness and some sort of nausea you get too. So it is very physical. And when I got those feelings, it was all up from there. Things really improved, and my life quality improved, and my creativity improved. And it basically like a door opening, you know? Because before that, my life was very limited. It was just like anybody else's. It was limited, it was ordinary, it was mundane, it was average, regular, all the things that now I hate and I disdain. That was what it was back then. And I'm not ashamed to admit that, because I'm not somebody who was born an anti-conformist, but I was born to have the destiny of an anti-conformist. That's what I believe. And I learned how to do that. And that's why it's possible for you to do it too. That's why it's possible for everybody watching this video, no matter your circumstance, no matter where you live or what you do or how much money you've got the potential also to not give a shit what anybody thinks of you in any capacity. It's as simple as that. So that's my video. Jeez, we've gone long, 35 minutes. I could go on forever, but my laptop is running out of charge. I'm recording on my webcam here so I can see the comments. I had an absolute blast doing this. I really did. My Skype is Josh100Lubu. Feel free to add me. I'll get on there when I can with you. If you want to talk about something one-on-one with me, you've got a personal issue you want to speak about that you feel maybe I could help you with, or at least I could shed some light on a solution that you might have. I'm pretty wise for my years. So if you've got something you want to say, let me know. I'll happily jump on board with you. And Skype is a great place to talk to people one-on-one. So please don't regret it, because people have spoken to me and they says, wow, I didn't like this guy at first. I thought he was crazy. I didn't understand what he was doing. I thought he was a bit nuts, and I spoke to him and he makes a lot of sense. So give me a chance and let me see if I can shed some light on some troubles you're going through, and I think I probably could. Thanks a lot for asking these questions, and the ones that I haven't answered, I'll get to hopefully in the morning time, and I'll give you some real good answers on those too. So thanks a lot. As I always say, get out there, do something awesome, embrace color. Color is so important in life. Embrace color, embrace your creativity, embrace your potential, and escape the system. Escape the system. Do it slowly. Do it piece by piece. I didn't get away overnight. Let me say that. I didn't get away overnight. You don't have to either. But try to do something that is anti-conformistic. Okay? So thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. As I always say, I am the Lamat Man, the one and only, and you are also just as unique as me. You just gotta embrace it and learn how to tame, or should I say, learn how to summon that inner spirit that is inside of you, is just waiting for its time to come out and reclaim its rightful place. I'm the Lamat Man. Have an awesome day.